of all, acknowledgement to the country which please acknowledges the Herbal and Yugara as the First Nations owners of the lands where QT now stands. We pay our respect to their elders, laws, customs, and creation spirits. We recognize that these lands have always been a place of teaching, research, and learning. So, let's start. Sip of drink. What? It's water. Just from that past this. It's a know what's coming. And in this community, I guess I almost don't need to repeat this. But to put a bigger picture what we are doing, I will. This water, what is in this water? Molecules of H2O. What else? Do I care? I don't. Because I know that it's safe. I know that there are people, there are organizations who can quantify exactly what's in this water. And they know that there's nothing which would harm me or us. It's not. And you know what's coming now. Do we know what's in this air? We don't. We don't know what's in the air in this room, in any other rooms. There's no one who quantifies this, who assures that we are breathing safe air. So water and air are such a basic necessities. We wouldn't be alive for very long without them. So we can say that this is basically our right to clean water and clean air. This is what we published with colleagues, with Guy Marks and Jason Monty 2 years ago. Statement, healthy indoor air is our fundamental need. The time to act is now. This sounds like a call for action, call to arms, which it is, but it is more than this, or it was more than this. This was also a blueprint for indoor air quality regulatory network framework. Well, we, both the three of us, are scientists. So on one hand, we say that this needs to be done, but we also have an advice how to do it, hence this blueprint. This was very much focused on infection transmission and ensuring good indoor air quality from the point of view of infection transmission. Similarly, the paper which was published a year before with a larger group of colleagues from around the world, a paradigm shift to combat indoor respiratory infections. But in this publication, published in Science, we stated that it went broader, healthy indoor air environments in general, and we stated the importance of all risks and considered and control of all risks. Well, how to do it? So that was the next, again, blueprint, as I call it, mandating indoor air quality for public buildings. This was a blueprint. This is how to do it. So we presented this to our Prime Minister in August this year. Now, first of all, thank you, Bronwyn, for getting just the Prime Minister's office for drinking food sitting in bed, and apologies that this photo has your eyes closed. There was another one with your eyes open, but somehow disappeared. So we talked to the Prime Minister about this, and our Prime Minister received this very well with promise for more action. But if the Prime Minister asked me to come to Canberra today or tomorrow and say, okay, Lidia, great, we want to do something. Can you tell me more about what do we know about indoor air quality in Australia? What would I be able to tell him? Well, of course, I could give him a whole presentation for 15 minutes if that's the only what he has on the whole day, if he has this. I could tell about all our activities, just some highlights. For me, the first real involvement was the conference which I organized in 1994, Indoor Air, an Integrated Approach. And there were other kind of milestones or big events like this government report, has cut the government logo in the air quality report on health impacts and management options, and the International Health Index Conference. We ran in 2012 TZQT, and many other publications, because it's an event. So I would tell him a lot what I understand is the situation in indoor air quality in different types of venues, facilities, and so on. But would I be able to put the figures on this? How many schools? How many offices? How many this or this? It would be qualitative description. We've done all this work, and enough of the work we don't know, but this is not brought together, it's not quantified. So this is what is needed, and this is what the Prime Minister would ask, and what in other situations when we talk to the government would ask. Such a document bringing all this together doesn't exist. So this is our task, and this is the reason for our activity. I'm extremely pleased that you are all here and want to be part of this activity. This is not an activity of just of Stripe, it's the activity of all of us who have been involved in one way or the other in indoor air. So this is our agenda for today. I'm sure everybody has seen this agenda, so we won't go through all its elements. That's the first session now. Then one more session before the break, and we have some presenters from our colleagues who are not here, and those who are here, coffee break, lunch, and then the last session. So this is the agenda. Now, I still have a little bit more to say, in particular about what's going to happen during the lunch session. But before this, some housekeeping announcement. Now, is there more here of the, but you know what is the.
So just a little bit about housekeeping. Toilets are if you go past the lifts and turn to your left. If there is an evacuation, an alarm will sound, and building wardens will tell us how to evacuate, but the exit door is also just past the toilet door. So it's go past the lifts, turn to your left. All the catering will be in the room next door, as you've probably already seen. For those of you who are online, please make sure that your microphones are muted and put your video turned off as well, unless we have an interactive session. And for those online, the online is being monitored all the time, so please put questions that you have into the question box or the chat box so we can make sure that you're included in the discussions.
Thank you, Wati. All right, so now we know exactly what to do. So I'll go once more back to this agenda, and particularly I would like to draw your attention to what's going to happen during lunch. So lunch as coffee will be served at there's no lunch or lunch. But during lunch we have this informal session in the air quality influencers. And here we have two presenters, Thompson and Ron Winking. So what I wanted to say in sort of broader terms, clean indoor air for Australians. We all here in this room and beyond this room have as a goal to achieve this clean indoor air for Australians. But how to do it? There are many different ways. There's no one way will achieve this. And all those ways have to be pursued at the same time. So therefore, working together will eventually get us there. And two specific aspects of this, which we've been always exercising, advocacy versus science-based advice, how they support each other and how important they both are. So on the one hand, we have advocacy stating confidently there's problems, something must be done about this. Whether we know what to do about the problem or whether we don't, we identify the problem and something needs to be done about this. So on the other side is science-based advice, which is a problem, the consequences, the solutions, concrete, doable, meaningful, accepted by society, and quantitative. Remember when I said a moment ago that if I went to our Prime Minister now, I wouldn't be able to quantify what's happening in relation to indoor air in Australia. So we need, and she would ask for quantitative. So that's what science-based advice is. But both these approaches are essential and they have to work together. And I'm extremely pleased that we have in the room two people who in this country have been doing, I'd say, the most in terms of advancing the agenda of indoor air quality. Was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago, when the document report presented by Safe Air Project Dunstone was launched in Canberra, in the Parliament House, and many of this room and many of us on Zoom were there. So this is extremely important, I think. And we have sitting next Bronwyn King. Her work over the last 2 years has been critical, well, to get us to the Prime Minister's office, and not only this. The two events which were organized in the Parliament House last year in March and this year, without Bronwyn, this would be better. So this brings together these activities and actions from many different angles. So at the end, once we have the report on the clean indoor air in Australia, the advocacy and uses, but advocacy or influences can address what needs to be done. So I'm extremely pleased that we have both Bronwyn and Clark here in the room and all of you here, because I hope that all of you will be partners in this activity.